Hey guys, it's Mark. I want to make a quick video for those that have anxiety. Anxiety for me means just, it's hard to explain. I've had different experiences with anxiety, a whole bunch of crazy experiences in which I couldn't act myself, couldn't be myself, and just different negative thoughts in my head. Anxiety is just so hard to explain. It's hard to explain mostly because it's something that always switches up. And when you have anxiety, it's difficult to really understand, not only by yourself, but other people. And you'll start to notice too, as you have anxiety and you try to explain your thoughts and you try to explain and convey your emotions, it's hard for others to understand. They'll think there's something wrong with you. They'll think a whole bunch of things. And a lot of the time, you'll start to think there's something wrong with yourself. But it's normal. Thoughts and emotions that come and go, they're normal. No matter how crazy your thoughts are, they're normal. And I just want to help just anyone going through anxiety or anybody going through any type of depression or stress or just anything like that. But first, I want to explain what anxiety is. And it's hard to do so because, again, it always switches up. Anxiety, my best definition of what it is just something that controls your life and controls your emotions and controls your thoughts in a negative way. And sometimes you may not realize it's always negative, but it's negative. So there's many different things you could do to help anxiety, but there's nothing to cure it. There's so many things you can use to treat it, but there's never something to cure it. And many of the different things that helps me is either working out and going to the gym or making music. And those things help me out a lot. And even just talking to other people about it. People who understand what you're going through. Sharing my thoughts and emotions with others who went through the same experience. You'll never really have someone that understands as much as someone who has went through that experience. So I recommend, if you have any type of anxiety or PTSD or depression, share it with somebody, someone who understands. And it's very hard. It's very hard to deal with. Anxiety is it's just like living in a dream, but you're not in a dream. It's the best way to explain it. All your senses get, just feel numb. All your emotions feel numb. Everything around you just feels like you're living in a dream. You're stuck in that way of thinking and you feel like you can't escape. And it's very hard to deal with. It's very hard. Just knowing that you'll never be able to cure it, and these thoughts that come in your head just really, really make you feel horrible. And I've had those thoughts that come in my head saying you'll never cure this, you'll never get over this. And it's not true. Again, there is no cure for anxiety, but there are ways to treat it and limit it. And there's also ways to combat it. So every time it comes, you'll think of it from a different perspective. And it is hard to deal with. It's something that's stressful. It's something that you feel like you can't escape or get out of. But to be honest with you, it's not true. You may not be able to cure it, but there's ways to escape that feeling. There are ways to slow yourself down in a way. But for me, what helps me most is working out and music. And it helps you a lot. There's many different things you can do. And, if you feel like you're at that point where you can't deal with it anymore, just please just talk to someone, talk to a therapist or just a friend. And a lot of people think that talking to a therapist is really bad, but one of my own experiences I'll share. I had to talk with one before because these thoughts were getting out of control and it was affecting me in a way where I just didn't want to live anymore. And it was really, really sad at one point because I just couldn't escape. It was the feeling of hopelessness, numbness, the feeling of no escape, the feeling of no power, the feeling of confusion, and all those things just kept on piling up against each other, and I felt powerless. And talking to somebody really helped me to understand myself more, because getting out your emotions and hearing yourself get out what you feel really helps you to understand yourself more. So if you're struggling with anxiety or anything like that, I'm making this video to not only help but to spread awareness for those that don't know what it's like about dealing with mental health, and for those that do. I want to spread love, and I want to spread positivity, and I just want the world to help one another, through this tough battle. But yeah, thank you guys.